Hey guys, thanks for tuning into my channel. The intent for this video today is to remind everybody of certain positions that we should be going in and out of every single day that'll help benefit our body to create more freedom of movement. Again, the reminder of this is that this 1 hour of exercise at the gym is not going to be enough in order to create the amount of stimulation that the body needs in order to adapt and grow. You need to make sure that you're doing things throughout the day, constantly, every single day. So in this video, I'm going to show you positions that you can get into every single day, no matter where you are, and this will help benefit your body's function. So the first few positions that we're going to talk about involve positions being on the ground. Some of these can be modified to sitting up in a chair, but most of all, if you have the ability to get to the ground already, make sure that you keep on doing that because you don't want to lose that ability. Remember, it's a lot easier to maintain skills than it is to relearn old skills that we can't do anymore. So the first position is this kneeling position, this top of heel sit. So let me come back here. So you can see how I'm sitting on my feet. And in this position in particular, what it's really emphasizing is our knee flexion, all right? The ability to be able to flex our knees into this position. Also, it's going to help with our ankles, plantar flexion, just stretching out the ankles. While we're in this position, we can do things like a toe stretch, where we stab our toes into the ground. We can stretch out our feet. So from here, another good position to get into every single day is this fisherman's squat or this tactical squat. One leg is in this top of heel sit position. This other leg is in more of this squatting type position. So once again, in this position or in this posture, we can do things where we stab the toe, something like this, coming down here. We can transition all the way into top of heel sit. I can go into the other side fisherman. I can stab the toe. So you can actually start to make little flows out of all these positions. Another big one that's important to go into every single day is our resting deep squat. So the more that you can use this position or the more that you can use this squat every single day, the more your body will allow you to go down into this position. So if you have to get pots and pans from under your sink, go into the deep squat to do it. If you need to tie your shoes, go into a deep squat. If you have to pick something up off the ground, go into the deep squat. Again, the intent is that you are going into all of these postures multiple times throughout the day. So take the time to be aware of what these postures are and take the time to just do it. Be the weirdo. Get down to the ground and do the work. All right, so the really nice thing about this deep squatted position is that, once again, now we're going to work our ankles dorsiflexion. We're once again going to work our knee flexion as well as external rotation of the hips. This movement in particular is really going to help with the conditioning of your legs in general. So there's plenty more positions that we could get into on the ground to help benefit our lower body, but I don't want to give you too much information. I want you to focus on the few patterns that I did give you and see if you can implement them into your everyday life. Once you got those, then we can move on. All right, so now I want to move to our torso, all right, our spine. There's all kinds of things that we can do every single day to move our spine, to help get some freedom of movement, pain-free movement, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to do some extension of the spine, where we're arching back. We want to do flexion of the spine. We can side bend, lateral bending, left and right, right and left. And we can also rotate the spine. So every single day, you just want to make sure that you take the time to move your spine around in all these positions. So that's flexion and extension. This is the lateral bending, side to side. This is rotation. We can start to combine these movements of the spine. So if I combined lateral bending with flexion and extension, I can get these circles. You can just do half circles to the front, or we can do half circles around the back. The nice thing about these movements is that we can do them seated in a chair. So if you have a job that requires you to sit for long periods of time, I would highly suggest that you do these spinal movements. Take the time to move your spine through these positions. It's going to help create that synovial fluid, which will help increase the ease of movement. Just make you feel a lot better. And lastly, we have our arms. So if you're not into hanging, if you don't have a spot to hang from, I would suggest finding a way to hang eventually, but that's okay. If we don't have anywhere that we can do things like that, we can still get into positions of flexion with the arms. So this is where our arms come up over our head. We can do positions with our arms where we extend our arms back like this. Okay, so you want to make sure that every single day you're taking the time to bring your arms in these ranges of motion. We can do circles with our arms, things like this. Circles on the other side. Together at the same time, other direction. Opposing like this. Going the other way. And also we can do circles in the different planes of motion. Like this would be our frontal plane. This would be our sagittal plane. This would be our transversal plane. So again, taking the time to put our arms into these positions, requiring that range of motion from our shoulders. As a recap, we went into different positions for our entire body. We started on the ground, working our ankles, knees, and hips. We moved up to the torso where we did some spinal movements. Remember, you can do all of these things in a chair. And then we ended with our arms, focusing on our shoulders. I hope you got some useful information from this video, and watch this next video to learn more ways that you can incorporate movement or exercise into your life. Mini Movement Man saying be kind to one another and move well. Peace.